Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we take the sump off the Mk1 Golf and give it a full restoration. Okay, to take down the sump, it is a number 10 socket to take down all the little nuts all the way around. I'm using a little mini ratchet because it's the only one that gets in there behind those little lips. Okay, so we're now sitting in the sun. We've after taking off the Mk1 Golf sump off the car, and we've given it a full wipe down, a full clean off. Anywhere of the surface that had bubble rust on it or surface rust, we're after giving it a full shine up, so it's all lovely and clean and all the bubble rust is now gone. We've after hitting it with some of this hammerite crust, it's now eating into the remaining rust that's there. It's going to seal it, and then we're going to get ready for primer and for paint. So with gloves on, we have self-etching primer, so we're going to shake this up pretty well and get ready for paint. Just a few light coats at the start. Now we're doing another coat. And do that on the far side as well. Okay, now that's all painted, we're going to give it maybe 20 minutes just to totally flash off, and then we'll get ready for paint. So the one thing I've always been taught when doing a sump is you never ever paint the inside of the sump where the oil fits, because obviously the oil is going to keep everything wet. And the second thing is, if the paint ever delaminates off the sump, where's it going to go? Straight into your oil strainer. So that's why you never ever paint the inside of the sump. Plus there's no water in there, so there's no moisture in there because you have oil, so it's all the time lubricating everything, so you don't need to paint the inside of the sump. Okay, now we're ready for paint. So the only paint I could find on the shelf was this stuff here. I'm not sure how good it is, but it says tough stuff. And the sump, it's underneath the car, so probably will work. Okay, I've given it a good shake. Now time to do some spraying. Okay, I thought there was a better jet on this. That would be more a wider jet, so it's quite narrow, the jet. So we'll just keep spraying and see how we get on. I'm going to let the flash off first. Okay, here we are at the upside. We're going to do a faster pace, going back and forth, and maybe come out a bit as well. So what I'm doing there is just building up layers, so obviously it's coated everything. And then on the next pass I'm actually going to put down some black paint. Okay, personally I'm not a fan of this paint, but we're going to just solder on and paint the whole sump. It's only a sump after all. Okay. Yep, it's going black anyway. Okay, that's now the sump all painted black. So I use this paint here, honest reaction, I think it's a bit crap to be honest, but I painted the sump black and that's all I wanted. So I'm happy enough with it. The jet, or the nozzle on the front of it, it's very narrow. That's the only problem with it. I think maybe if I swapped nozzles and got a wider fan, it would have been a nicer spray pattern. But it's on it, it's all black. It's now drying in the sun, and I'm happy enough with that. So what I'm going to do is, I actually have lacquer, so I'm just going to give it a quick shot of lacquer, just because I have an extra little bit left over, and we'll see how we get on. So just after finishing clear lacquering it, and what I did was got some nice silver paint. I just wrote the type of oil that goes into the Mk1 Golf, and that's the oil that I'll be putting into it anyway. And because we run a whole fleet of machinery here, so there's tractors, combines, loaders, excavators, there's a whole fleet of different Volkswagens, TTs and Jeeps and my parents' cars. I do the oil service on so many different vehicles. It's hard to remember what oil goes into every single vehicle. So this way, I think, is a really nice way that you can just display the type of oil that goes into it. It's not going to be seen because you're going to see this side here of the engine. Only when you're underneath it, it'll be seen, and it's lacquered so it won't rub off. So I think it's a very nice little thing just to do, and just to make the car that little bit unique. Maybe it isn't going to come up on the camera, but I did put my thumbprint just there, and it's now lacquered into the paint, so it's be like literally my fingerprint is now on this engine. So overall, I'm very happy how it turned out. It's a lovely gloss. It's all now dried in the sun. So yeah, happy with it. Looks good. So we're going to take this now and install it into the Mk1 Golf. So now with the old gasket totally removed, we get ready for the new gasket. This new gasket I got, that's the part number just there. That's the sump gasket, so it looks like to be the right one. So we're going to install that next. Okay, just going to line up the gasket with the sump. Yep, looks good. Let's install it. Okay, so I've given the surface just here a full clean, so it's all lovely and degreased. It is clean and the old gasket is totally removed, so it is ready for the new gasket. And hopefully, no more leaks. So there you go guys, that's it now, all back together again. So I'm really happy with how it came out, and it looks lovely in black again. So I'm going to refill it with oil, 10W40 of course. And yeah, it wasn't a really big job. The hardest thing is actually the two little bolts just here between the sump and the gearbox. They're the only ones that are actually difficult to get out. The rest of them are pretty easy. So on a scale of 1 to 10 for how difficult this job is, definitely give it a 1 because it was very easy. So if you do like this video, why not give me a thumbs up, subscribe over there, comment down below, ring the bell, and if you're on Instagram, why not follow me there at I'm Pondering. So remember, I'm Pondering. So yeah, so I'm on Instagram and YouTube, so subscribe, make sure to ring the bell so you get notified for new videos. And as always guys, thanks for watching. See you later.